All right, Sher, I want you to try to guess which fact is not true about Theodore Roosevelt.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to do so bad.
Number 1, he was a Nobel Prize winner, the first American to win a Nobel Prize, actually. Number 2, he was shot, but he still completed his speech. He was a cowboy. He was partially blinded due to boxing. Or the last one, he turned the White House into a zoo, having animals like guinea pigs, snakes, a bear cub, a badger, a one-legged rooster, and an additional note that his daughter once carried around a snake in her purse.
Well, that last one was really detailed, and I know the other ones were all true.
They're all true.
They're all true?
What a man. I
Right?
love him. Not to mention the teddy bear. Let's just get into this one.
I'm making my way through the drip, drip, drop.
Welcome to the Cydni and Sher podcast. We're glad you're here.
All right, Cydni, as you just mentioned, today for our summer series, we are going to talk about Theodore Teddy Roosevelt. So we're going to start by talking about some facts, which you've already mentioned, really awesome ones.
He was so fun to learn about. He's funny. He's very outgoing, ambitious, and I have some of his quotes. They're amazing.
So in 1912, as you've already mentioned, Cydni, while he was campaigning for president for a third party, it was called the Bull Moose Party, Roosevelt was shot in the chest. The bullet passed through his steel eyeglass case and a folded speech that he had in his coat pocket. But he continued to give a 90-minute speech with the bullet still in his body. And when he started his talk, he said, "It takes more than that to kill a bull moose."
I love the bull moose. I, in fact, have added it to my daily affirmations. I look in the mirror and I say, "You are enough. You are a bull moose. And it takes a lot more than this to kill a bull moose." Like that.
I think you should say it with a little bit more. "Rawr."
I do. I add like a lot of swear words, but I didn't want to do that right now.
I didn't mean swear words. I just mean more. "Rawr."
Because I barely have a voice and you're trying to mock me a little bit.
Maybe a
This
little.
is my full voice right now. I sound like a 13-year-old boy and it's just how it's going to be. And my humor's the same, so.
Matchy, matchy. You're right. So Theodore Roosevelt also started the whole idea of America's national park system. He was definitely a conservationist. Roosevelt established 5 national parks, 18 national monuments, 150 national forests, and over 50 wildlife refuges.
The truth is, the more we learn about him, the more you realize everyone has the same amount of time and we sure use it differently.
He definitely used it differently than I
know,
do.
because I'm like, I sent 18 reels to my brother. I liked 150 comments. I yelled at my kids 50 times. That's all. That's my day.
That was more than me.
We got to get better at sending those reels to people. It's the foundation of friendship.
I'll work on that. So he was the first president to leave the country while in office. In 1906, Roosevelt traveled to Panama to inspect the construction of the Panama Canal, and it was the first time a sitting U.S. president traveled abroad anywhere. He was also, as you mentioned, a cowboy. He was part of the Rough Riders in the Spanish-American War.
Shout out to Pima High School Rough Riders.
Oh, really?
That was our mascot.
Who knew?
Yeah, I could do a cheer for you later.
Ooh, I can't wait. Did you know that it was named after Theodore Roosevelt, like a Rough Rider?
I just thought like it was a dumpster fire. Things are rough and you're trying to get through the day, which prepared me really well for my life. I can't remember the cheer, but I do know it said, "Yee-haw, yee-haw."
I really love how you said that with your 13-year-old voice. That was fantastic.
Thank you. I can remember the moves.
And she's doing the moves, let me tell you.
I didn't make the cheer squad.
It shocks me because you do have moves, Cydni.
Since we just last week talked about dance, I once was telling people, some of which listened to the podcast, that I didn't make the cheer squad. And Miss Anna said, "Yeah, that's because they don't let those kind of dance moves on the football field, Sid." And I was like, how dare you? But it was really funny.
That was a good one, Anna. So anyway, Theodore Roosevelt was often sick as a child. He had severe asthma and really poor health. And his father told him, "You have the mind, but you must make your body." So Teddy threw himself into exercise and he became a lifelong fitness enthusiast. He loved judo and he loved boxing. And as you mentioned, Cydni, he was blinded in one eye during a boxing match. The thing that I didn't know about this until this episode is he was sparring with a military aide at the White House. All of this happened while he was president, but he kept it secret for years.
And he said, admittedly, he had to quit boxing because he was getting older. And so he took up jujitsu instead after that.
Wise move, I guess. So he also loved hunting. After his presidency, Roosevelt went on a year-long safari in Africa. He and his team collected over, I like how I use the word collected. He and his team collected over 11,000 animals, many of which were donated to the Smithsonian and American Museum of Natural History. 11,000. I shot a little bunny rabbit and cried my eyes out. 11,000 animals that they did not collect. They killed them and stuffed them and sent them to the Smithsonian.
Oh, okay. I ran over a bunny once and I've never forgiven myself. It was so sad. And I told my daughter it happened and she retells the story to me often.
As she should. Speaking of hunting, though, Cydni, Roosevelt, while he was president, went bear hunting in Mississippi, and he didn't get a bear. He was bearless.
Aw, that's very, very sad.
But his guides found one for him and tied it to a tree, making it so it was really easy for him to get a bear. Now, Cydni, I have questions about this story. How did they get this bear tied to the tree? It's a bear. So was it a baby bear? Or it makes me wonder if this story is even true.
I read the detail that it was a very, very old bear, like a grandpa bear. That's pretty messed up to do to the bear.
Yeah.
But doing it to him, who has done a million things with his life, like what a shot in the gut, man. You guys think you need to tie a bear for me to shoot him? I think they were trying to say, I don't respect you. And I'm going to show it by tying a bear to a tree. And I think that was so rude.
Well, apparently Roosevelt did too, because he refused to shoot the bear, calling it unsportsmanlike, which I agree with.
I agree.
This became a big story in the news, and a guy named Clifford Berryman was a political cartoonist. He read the article about Teddy Roosevelt not shooting the bear tied to the tree, and he drew a cartoon about it in the year 1902. And then another guy named Morris Mitchum saw the cartoon and decided to make a stuffed bear in honor of the event. He named it after Teddy Roosevelt. He called it Teddy's Bear. He started selling it in his store, and it sold like crazy. Everybody wanted one of these stuffed teddy bears. This teddy bear has been bringing joy to kids like me for years. I had a teddy bear. I always kept it close, and it made me happy when I was little. Did you have a teddy bear?
No, my parents weren't into giving us things that made you feel happy.
Sorry to bring that up.
But my children got teddy bears.
Oh, good. I'm glad they did. My niece gave me 2 teddy bears after my parents passed away.
Oh.
She got one of their shirts and made one for my dad and one for my mom in their actual shirts that they used to wear. And she gave it to me. Isn't that nice?
That is so sweet. That is a very thoughtful gift.
I love it. And I used to have it on my bed, but my other dog, Van, absolutely adored my dad. He could smell my dad on that teddy bear shirt, and he would always steal it. So I had to put them both on a shelf, and they're still there.
It's so sweet.
Here's what we can learn from this story, though. Joy isn't always instant. Sometimes it's from quiet integrity, from a choice to do what's right.
Speaking of choosing the right, this is what Theodore Roosevelt said. In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing you could do is the wrong thing. And the worst thing you could do is nothing.
Oh, that is a great quote.
And this doesn't have anything to do with anything, but I wrote it down because I'm going to have to think about it. And now others will have to think about it too. He said, speak softly and carry a big stick. You will go far. So what does that mean to you?
Well, from teaching history, I can see the cartoon of that in my head. So I think of the political cartoon that was made about that statement that shows him walking, and a little bit behind his back, he's carrying a ginormous stick, getting ready to whack people that aren't going along with his game plan.
So be calm in violence.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. That's what came to mind. Okay.
But going back to making the right choice, he really did believe that. And that's one of the reasons why he promoted the scouting program, is he wanted young men that were patriotic and made good choices. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 7, it says, "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy." I learned from studying this topic that mercy is more than forgiveness. It's a form of joyful restraint. And I honestly didn't understand what joyful restraint meant. So I studied it a little bit more and learned that we feel joy when we mirror our Savior's compassion. Remember that happiness is temporary, joy is lasting. Our life gets filled with more joy as we continue to follow our Savior. Teddy Roosevelt's compassion and mercy has brought millions of kids joy.
My brother has a story like this because he's a big hunter. He had a tag for a bear and he always wanted to hunt a bear down. And there he was in a perfect spot and a bear was walking just in front of him. And he was about to pull the trigger and he said something told him, don't. You know, he's my brother, so he's going to be more like me. He's like, I'm not going to listen to that because why would I listen to that clear and obvious prompting? But he said that it was a really strong, just do not shoot that bear. And he paused and he waited. Then behind this bear came 3 baby bears. And he said he never could have forgiven himself if he had shot the mama bear. And I was like, but what if you just shot all of them?
Oh, gosh.
And that brings us to our challenge. We challenge you not to shoot a bear this week.
Done.
Really, our challenge this week is to perform one act of compassion. And we challenge you also to remember the words of Theodore Roosevelt, who said, if you could kick the person in the pants most responsible for your troubles, you want to be able to sit for a month.
Also quoted by my father. This brings us to our final thoughts. The story of Theodore Roosevelt reminds us that true strength lies not just in bold speeches or brave adventures, but also in quiet moments of compassion. From a childhood marked by illness to a presidency filled with resilience and action, Roosevelt showed us how grit, mercy, and integrity can shape a joyful legacy. And sometimes that legacy looks like a small stuffed bear that brings comfort to children around the world. Joy isn't always loud. It can grow from a moment of mercy, a refusal to act harshly, or a choice to uplift someone else. As we reflect on Roosevelt's life and the story behind Teddy's bear, let's remember that choosing kindness over convenience, mercy over might, and compassion over criticism is how joy takes root in our lives and in the lives of others. This is our prayer.
From Cydni and Sher.
I'm forging my way through the tip top. I'm living my life through the drip drop. When eternity's plan, I just can't stop. I'm making my way through the drip drop.
Can I just start over?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me dance. Let me dance.
50 wildlife refuges. Wanted it.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. Get it out. Get it out.
All right. Okay. That was very, very good, Cher. We did a very good job. Let's go get some lunch and then we could be stuffed. Get it? Because like stuffed bear and bear, very sounds the same.
Have a good week.
Bye.